I got a Daisy feeling. I got a Daisy feeling. Yeah.
What is up, Cine Daisies? Welcome back. I'm Achara Cook, joined by Andrew Flash Gordon.
What's up?
And we are checking out the trailer to 1920, Horrors of the Heart. Official trailer starring Mahesh B, Anand P, Vikram B, Avika G, Krishna B. And I am Achara K.
And I am Andrew G.
Woohoo! So just a little bit of a funny story. 1920 London, which is one of the films in this franchise, was one of the earliest reactions I had done on this channel. It scared the bejesus out of me, which is not hard to do because I get scared by everything. And you also are quite jumpy as well.
Yes.
Something happened in there, a stupid comment that I made that Jabby has never allowed me to live down, which is when I had the revelation that the title of the movie, it's called 1920 London because it's set in the 1920s in London. Light bulb moment. And it's period as well, right?
It's period as well, yeah.
So that's the 1920 set in London.
Yes, when there were only Indians in London.
Jabby was like, wow. So stupid. I'm very curious about this. I actually haven't watched any of these movies yet. If you guys would like a reaction to it, let us know in the comments below. I'm curious because India doesn't really do horror films all that much. Now, since this is newer, I do wonder, like how it is now. Horror in India. Now, anyway, without further ado, you guys, don't forget to subscribe. Click the bell icon, all notifications, and upvote this video. And let's get into it. Oh, it's got like the scary font.
Yeah.
Oh God. Not a ghost swing.
That's a sick house.
Looks like a dollhouse.
Really cool aerial shot.
She's a pretty lady. Is she gonna die?
What if she's already dead?
Oh.
अच्छा किया कि तुम यहाँ इसे अपना ही घर समझो.
This literally looks like a dollhouse. It's freaking me out.
अब आगे क्या करना है?
Oh God.
कौन है?
She's like, who is it? That's all I understood.
सुबह सुबह ही आप शकुल.
राधिका की जान पर वार नहीं करना है. राधिका की जान जिसमें अटकी है उस पर वार करना है.
A doll, I'm telling you.
Annabelle. Chucky.
What the heck?
Ugh. Oh.
Oh God. I don't like this.
That is creepy.
Oh God.
Like an exorcist type of feel.
Yeah, a possession story. Oh no, peeps. Oh, gross. Oh shit. Oh, it's totally Exorcist.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Oh jeez. Oh God. What are you?
It's gonna be behind her, maybe.
I don't like this. Okay.
Ooh, that's creepy. That is creepy. Crawling on the walls is, unless you're Spider-Man, that is creepy.
That is super creepy. Oh my God. There's definitely a lot of influence from The Exorcist, right? Like, because we're just looking at visuals. So story-wise, we're not 100% sure what the dialogue is saying, but it's pretty clear it's a possession story. It's creepy and it's ghostly. It's kind of all the things that are a lot of my favorite things in horror movies. The horror films that I like watching the most are are ghost movies because I grew up with a very superstitious mom. I'm like, oh my God, it feels so real. You know what I mean? Like this could happen. But they also scare the crap out of me, and I don't watch them often because it then means that I'm unable to sleep for like 2 nights.
Yeah. I mean, I do like ghost films, but I would say probably not the horror ghost films because I love the movie Ghost with Patrick Swayze and I love Casper, but I don't think those are going to be more horror films. Those are going to be more of the supernatural with little horror elements in there. In terms of horror films, I don't know. Like I love Child's Play. I love Freddy Krueger. I love Michael Myers, Jason. So
slashers.
I guess slasher horror films are more my taste, but in terms of this, like I am a big fan of horror films too that psychologically can just like, you know, when we get into character, like because if we were in these type of situations, like I can't say how I would react. I'd probably be freaking out like I do when I'm here watching these types of films. I really do like a good psychological film. I think it just lets us get an existential look, at least from the insides of what these characters are going through, like in a situation as crazy as this. I will say though, in this trailer, I really thought the practical effects and the makeup really looked good and scary and creepy.
Every time I watch these movies or these trailers of these sorts of situations, I always ask myself, I'm like, why would you stay? What is causing you to stay in this house when all this creepy shit is happening? I would be trying to get out. But then I see in this situation, I'm like, oh, the young girl gets possessed. In which case, if that happened to me and like I had a daughter or something and she got possessed, of course I would stay. I have to sort this out. I'm not going to leave her behind and let her, you know, let her soul get corrupted and taken to hell.
I know I'm probably going to be wrong in this. I was making like just a funny prediction when she got out of the taxi. I'm like, I wonder if she's already dead. Obviously, we know what movie I'm referencing if you haven't seen it.
Right.
I think y'all know what I'm talking about. I know she got out of the taxi, so you're like, well, how could she already be dead? I mean, it could just be a visual thing that the filmmakers are deciding to show. But I'm not saying that she is going to already be dead. I'm just saying that would be an interesting twist on top of all the stuff you have in regards to the possession. Like, I just think that would be a nuanced thing to add on there. But again, it could be also accused of, you did the same thing as a specific film starring a actor named Bruce Willis. I don't know. I think that'd be an interesting twist, but that's just me projecting. Again, visually, just from a supernatural, from psychological, I thought this at least looked intriguing. Again, I didn't get the subtitles to piece together storyline what was happening, but you know what? I don't mind that because as I've proclaimed so many times when we watch trailers, I love knowing as little as possible going into a film. I think it just makes it more exciting when things are like fleshed out and you don't even know what was happening. Obviously, we do know it's a possession story and there's going to be horror elements, there's going to be psychological elements, but again, story-wise, at least I'm intrigued to find out what is going on.
It's like you don't need much more. But I want to come back to that idea of her already being dead. I would almost love it if that you were right. Well, of course, everybody who watches this, and if that is actually the case, they're going to be like, oh my God, Andrew, how the hell did you figure that out? But I think that that's such an interesting idea if they did do it that way, because then you could do like 2 concurrent stories. It could be like the original story is set in 1920 or whatever, where this stuff actually happened, and so you're reliving all that stuff that's happening. Meanwhile, the new family has moved in there, but it's like a period house, and they've decided to keep all of the furniture and everything looking exactly the same. I mean, you would probably have internet, so that would like ruin the whole plot that I have made up. But, you know, conceptually, I think that could be something really, really interesting.
Yeah, and I'll say this, if it is done, which again, we're not saying it's going to, but if they do decide to go that route and it's executed properly and it ends up being like an actual good twist, I love when you can go back and rewatch and go, oh, there's that clue. There's that clue. There's that clue. And I just love when you can rewatch films and just like things you didn't, because again, the first time we ever watch films, at least for me, I'm not going to speak for Achara or anyone else, I'm gathering so much information about what's going on for the first time that when like whenever I rewatch something, if it's good enough for me to rewatch it, or at least I'm curious to see like maybe I had issues, why did I have issues, I want to rewatch. All my information is now in. Now I'm picking apart things like that I wasn't specifically looking for in the first watch. So sometimes it takes a good 2, 3, 4, or you see something that has a good twist, you're like, I gotta rewatch and see where these twists were, because or where the layers of the examples of possible twist were, because I didn't see this coming.
So you guys let us know your theories in the comments below. I bet we're totally off, but I would love it.
I usually am.
I would love it if we were actually onto something here. Let us know in the comments below, and we'll catch you next time. I'm Achara Kirk. This is
Andrew Flash Gordon.
Ciao.